Hey everyone, this particular panel that we have here, you can actually see there's a very asymmetric distribution. Why is it that you guys are making party games and we are the sad people here? Anyway.
I'm not, you speak for yourself.
Oh, alright. So, I can't wait to hear about your companies and what you guys are working on, what inspired you guys to come up with this, and things like that. Yeah, starting from you, the youngest.
Yeah. Hello everyone, I'm Ashley Menezes and I'm representing JOLLYKIN Games. Now, JOLLYKIN Games was created by Jaxi D'Souza, and the idea of JOLLYKIN Games is basically it's family centric. The concept is not just party, it's for everyone. The idea is to bring families together to have a bonding moment one-on-one. Because how often do we play games together, like as families? And I think the more that we're kind of implying more on how exactly we can bring kids together as well as parents together, and not just them, but people from all corporates and everyone else. Now, yes, it is a party game, what's it called?
What? Wait, code names and things.
Yeah, the panel. Party games. But at the same time, it's not just for party. You can have it for different events as well.
Yeah.
Now, right now we have 3 games online, and that is Diwali Dhamaka, Hypocrites, and Hoppin' Halos.
I absolutely love Hypocrites.
Oh my god,
I mean, the
everyone
name
does.
itself is so much fun.
I know.
It's like
very
hippos
creative.
who are hypocrites, and
exactly.
it's a great game. You guys should check it out.
Yeah. So I think when it comes from games to games, I think strategy is something that is a need be, it is a necessity. And when it comes to fun, no matter what, when you're interacting with your family, it technically is bound to happen. It is what it is. I don't think when you're playing with your family, you can maybe cuss. I can't say that, but you can cuss, you can be yourself. And I think that's what's needed. So I think I did my job. So yeah, I think that's JOLLYKIN Games.
It's very interesting. I think we should define what party games are probably at the end of this introduction.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I mean, thank you so much for, I'm so excited to see that passion coming out, and you already launched 3 games, right? JOLLYKIN is, I think there are more on the way.
Yeah, there's more on the road, yeah.
Fantastic. So the new ones are Diwali Dhamaka.
Yeah.
I think that's the loudest game you have.
Yeah.
Right, fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ashley. All right.
Hi, I'm Sanika and I'm representing GOUDA Games. I'm one of the lead designers at GOUDA Games. And GOUDA Games basically is nothing but like a reinvention of party games, fun games, games which you need, which you don't need per se, but that which you want in your collection to be when your friends visit and when you have just like a chill kind of evening. So yeah, it's basically like bonding games and like talking games and more like a chaotic game space GOUDA tries to cover, where you can, you can fight over the game, you can like cuss as she said with your friends, and then you can just like enjoy the moment, because we hardly have any games for the parties in India is what we thought of. And that is a space which nobody has actually like curated games for, which people don't usually think that it needs a game. Like, why does a party need a game? Like, people keep thinking that. But once we have introduced this section in with the GOUDA games, people are actually loving it, what we are trying to do. And
I think it breaks the barrier for a lot of introverts at the party.
Yeah, like it's really good for like ice breaking and all, because we have a culture here nowadays in like adults especially, that you go to parties where you don't know a lot of people. Like, you end up going to parties where you don't know people, and it's such a good icebreaker to just like know people, get to know, like make connections, talk to like new people. So I think it's really fun, and we are trying to create that space using GOUDA games. So we have like a good game of series like Dare to Ding, which is like one of the best sellers we have right now.
Dare to Dare is
Dare to Ding.
Okay.
Then we have like a couple of strategy games like Cup the Bluff. Then we have like 1000-piece puzzles, which is like such a fun thing to do at a party, or
Are
like
those
a
1000-piece puzzles one single color?
Sorry?
Are they one single color puzzles?
No. it's really fun. You should like really watch it out. It's like a cute dog taking a dump in the morning
Oh
and all.
yeah, I
It's
saw
like
that.
it's that.
That is
it's
such
a,
a hit.
yeah.
Okay, I won that by the way.
And it's such a fun thing to build when you like meet your friends and you want to have like a casual evening but you don't want to go out. So it's like we are trying to get into those puzzle spaces also. Then we have One Hot Minute and all of these kind of games which are like competitive where you have to like race to be the first one and all of that. So yeah, I think
Yeah, I think this is great. How would you define
yeah.
party games? Can you pass me? So, like, what is that lens that you see through to design a party game?
Hi, I'm Shreya. I'm also from GOUDA Games. So I think with party games, we're looking at a little bit more of a quick gameplay
Right.
because the aim of the game is to make connections and interact with people more than the strategy element. Of course, the strategy is also important, but at least at GOUDA, what we try and focus on is making sure that people are connecting with each other and bonding with each other.
Yeah.
One of our games, Crack Your Crew, is all about who you know best amongst your friends. So we try and we have like a wide roster of games which can cater to anyone from kids to adults. So you can play our games with your family. We also have some games which are 18 plus. So if you're looking for something a bit saucier, a bit spicier, we
All I
cater to
can
that
hear
as
is
well.
all these games are noisy.
Sorry?
All these games are extremely noisy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
yeah, we have like a wide variety. We're just trying to. So when we say party, it can be a family party, a friend party. It doesn't necessarily mean drinking. We do have drinking games as well.
Not for below 14 years.
But I think the main point of a party game is to make connection, and the social aspect of it is what we like think of party games at GOUDA.
I mean, this reminds me of very. I mean, there was this podcast I heard. You know, Exploding Kittens, right? He's the licensee here. Alan is the designer, right? So Alan, in one of the podcasts, he says there are three main pillars to a party game. Okay, so one of them is when you're playing a party game, people who are watching you play should be having fun as well. They're like, what are these guys, saying? It sounds hilarious. I want to go try it out, right? And apparently, the second main criteria, in fact, this is the reason why their games are hilarious. Have you heard of this game called Poetry for Neanderthals?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's one of our favorite games. And you actually learn a whole new way of communicating with only one single syllables. Right? The rule is you have to communicate but only single syllables. Like if you have to say, give me an example, like bathroom, right? What would you say? Single syllable. Wash, soap, clean. And you sound like poop, it seems. Bathroom. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so you sound like a Neanderthal when you actually say that. And you're actually tuning your brain to think in that minimalistic communication ways as well. So amazing. Yep. I would like to add a lot more, probably in a bit. Thank you so much for introducing GOUDA Games. Okay, I was very curious. Why GOUDA Games? What is GOUDA? Why the cheese?
It sounds like good. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you can keep it in your hand.
Yeah, it sounds like good games, and it's just a fun pun that we thought
Okay.
of. So,
But I think
It's something different and which you have never heard, so it like sticks with you. We thought that something unique as a name should always stick with you, so that people remember
like good
what it
cheese.
is.
Got it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And they get better with age.
sure, why not?
It's good. Fun intended. So my name is Suki. I'm from DESI Board Games, and we also have a wide variety of games, and we have some new ones coming out. And we have one flagship party game, kind of
Yes.
the very crux of the world. It's DESI Feud, which basically is exactly what some of these other folks have said. It's catered to being for friends, for family, and especially for all ages. So kind of where the idea of DESI board games came from was that we play all these board games that come from all these other places globally, but there should be more coming out of India and DESI theme. And so that's what our name is, very straightforward. So we are DESI Board Games, and it's meant to mesh DESI culture with board games. So even our other games, so we have Raja Mantri Chor Sipahi, which is a very light strategy
I've
game.
seen that game in stores across the world.
That was that's our first game that came out.
Okay.
So it's definitely
Like all over the
based
US,
off
you
of
just
the-
walk into a store, I think that's one
yeah,
Indian
we're trying to
game.
be in all the grocery stores out there and
Interesting.
everything as well.
Okay, I
It's
just
been
discovered
popular.
that game is yours today.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of DESI board game. But yeah, basically that. It's the Raja Mantri. A lot of people know it from their childhood. So it really clicks with them and they say, oh yeah, I played something like this and we turned it into this, easy to learn, light strategy game, which is different from what they know, but still super fun.
It's a social deduction, mafia kind of
Exactly. Yeah. So that requires a little bit of you learn what characters do. So there is that strategic element. But that's why our games are also intending to cater to different audiences. Another one that we just launched is Cricket Champions. Which
Yes,
is
we are doing the
super
product
exciting.
launch tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
I
super
just heard that you're launching the game at Ttox.
Yes, this is our intro. of the game.
When you actually sent that email, I was like, shit, these things happen?
Yeah,
I'm glad that
We worked
Ttox
hard
is
to
becoming
get
a
it here.
platform for launching games now.
Yes.
I think this is the first time, from morning I've been saying this, that this is the first time we're actually formally launching games in India, right? Board games. I'm excited to check it out. I saw the components, I saw the
Yes, let's
artwork.
come play and learn.
It looks like a bit of a deviation from your older games.
I mean, it's like a fun. I would say ours are themed differently,
Right.
but it's meant to be part of that crux is DESI culture. So
Okay.
cricket is such a big part of Indian games,
Fantastic, yeah.
sports. So we really wanted to get that out there. So we're
components
continuing
are
to go that
amazing.
party
Very, very
way.
premium.
And you asked about what does a party game mean?
Yes,
I think
what
I
is
would
a party?
say for us, that's where DESI Feud also came from, and we have another one in the future that's coming out called Bollywood Rummy. But really, for all of them, of course, it's that we want all ages to be able to play, but also all ages to be able to play together.
Right.
A lot of times you see maybe that the kids are playing, and the parents are like, okay, this is something that I don't know what to do with. Now they try with our game DESI Feud, you see when people play, sometimes the parents and grandparents are getting more answers right
Yeah,
than the kids.
100%.
So it gets them super excited.
And the beauty about these party games is you don't need to be in a mode to oh shit, I have to use my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another thing that we really try to hold on to is this should be something that they can sit on their couch and play. They shouldn't have to, it shouldn't take long to learn because I think that's what a party game is that you really should feel relaxed, chill,
Fantastic.
and play something together.
Fantastic. I mean, I think you put everything into the definition right now. Checking off all the boxes. I think there are a couple of more which I would like to add later. But yeah, Moiz, love your t-shirt, man.
Thank you.
Alright, so Moiz has been a friend of mine. I think we both started around the same time, making games and publishing games and stuff like that. But recently, I think they've taken the route of choosing licensing as a option,
Yes.
which is okay. I have many questions to ask you.
I'll introduce myself first.
Yeah.
My name is Moiz. I'm from the board game company. We've been doing this since 2018 now. I think we started around the same time. We were at the first convention, not convention. At that time, it was a very small
was a
gathering
meetup,
of board gamers with Victory Point, and that was the first time we met. 7-8 years now.
Both of us were equally lost.
Equally lost, equally poor.
We're like, what are we doing? What are these things?
Yeah, it's been a fun time.
Yeah, fantastic. So please tell us about your games and. Oops.
Sure.
Yeah, you can hold it in your hand. You can hold it in your hand.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
We started board game company in 2018. We just did imported games mainly, and then a few years back we thought, why not let's start making these games here. And we got licenses for a few games, we started making them here. But then we realized that the more heavier games, they're difficult to sell, obviously more expensive, so that barrier to entry is there.
Yeah.
We thought, why not let's just take the simpler games, and that's the thought we also started with. I mean, one was your thought of being able to allow all age groups to play the game, but I think for me the three main things are easy to teach, not more than 2 to 5 minutes to teach, not more than 20 minutes to play, and it can incorporate at least like maybe 8 to 10 people, if not more. So that's my criteria of a party game. That's how we also choose our games that we want to license. So the first game that we did was Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza.
Oh my goodness.
And then
have you guys played the game?
yeah, that one did excellently, and then we've discontinued it now.
I remember the reels that you guys were whipping out. Oh, you guys should go back and check this.
Yeah, we had a wild Instagram at one point.
Yeah, they started hiring stand-up comedians, and some of them have become superstars now.
Yeah, that was fun. So we did Taco Cat. That was an excellent time. We did a lot of sales for it. Because of some reasons we had to stop it.
Did
And
you
then-
order this pataki?
That's I think Diwali Dhamaka.
Diwali Dhamaka. All right.
Yeah, and then we're doing Exploding Kittens now, which is again a very popular game across the world, and we got the license to do it here in India.
Wait. What is Exploding Kittens called in Hindi?
Exploding Kittens, Billy Boom Boom. I want all of you to say it. Just say Billy
Let's
Boom
go
Boom
Billy
with me
Boom
very
Boom.
loudly. Okay, no one's saying it anyway. So
Yeah.
Billy Boom Boom. Before that, we did a game called Trophies, which is a 2 to 30. More than 30 people.
Oh,
We
yeah,
played it with 100 people also. Again, a very fun game, very quick game. So all of these games, like we've tried to incorporate those 3 or 4 different things, like very easy to teach. As soon as you open the box, you should be able to play the game. Yogi is another game that we did. Again, very simple game. You pick up a card, do what the card says. So the cards have different actions, like put your finger on your nose and things like that. And you keep building up on these actions. At
Yeah.
some point, you can't do the action, and that's when you're out of the game.
You
So
end up
there-
in a weird yoga pose.
That's why it's called yogi also, because at some point you look like one.
Yeah, we can take it.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, so I think this is our. It's more. It's fine. Yeah.
He's worried that it's not recording.
Cool. All right. Thanks. Yeah. So we've done I think 4 or 5 different party games now. We want to do some more without licenses that we make ourselves. So you should see that in the next year. Some that are coming from our own studio. Yeah.
And what are the new products that you just launched? I mean, you pivoted into jigsaw puzzles. And
Yes, jigsaw puzzles also. I just thought it didn't go with the theme of this.
tabletop.
Yeah, but like the idea with which you had the 1,000-piece puzzle, we had a similar idea a few years back. We thought, why not let's get into jigsaw puzzles because they have very similar communities, board gamers and jigsaw puzzlers. Very easy cross-sell, but also they have their own independent identity as customers. So that's something we got into. We started working with different artists from across India. We work with Mario Miranda, we work with Tinkle,
Yeah, the artwork is
Isro.
epic.
Yeah, and the idea is to get these smaller artists onto a more global platform through the puzzles. And also, if you go to a store anywhere, you'll see puzzles that have maybe the Gateway of India, the Taj Mahal, but nothing more than that. If you want an Indian puzzle, you won't find anything with Indian art. Now there are companies that are coming up, but at the time there weren't that many. And we started working with Mario Miranda, and that's been excellent so far. Like we've
He's made
done
artwork
multiple
on
reprints.
Bengaluru.
Yeah, we have a city series which has a Bengaluru puzzle, it has Mumbai Meri Jaan, and now we have a few more coming. We're working with different artists. We want to work with more and more artists because that increases the visibility for them also and for us also through their networks.
So, one small insight, the game that we launched today morning, Supandi, is manufactured by these guys. The production quality is just mind-blowing, man. I'm actually jealous. I want my games to be like this as well.
We're trying we started doing manufacturing a few years back. I think 2 years back. We started with Panchayat from Kio Games, and we've done more than I think 30 or 35 games now, not including our own games. So
Right.
yeah, that's another vertical that we're trying to concentrate on now.
Honestly, of late we've realized we have a physical store, right? And we participate in these upmarket flea stores, flea markets, right? Like Soul Sante and stuff. We realized that a lot of Indians, there is a market for strategy games and all that, but a lot of people would come to us and say, hey, all these games max out at 4 players, right? what do you have for 10 players? What do you have for 20 players? My family is huge, right? And they're like, I don't want to teach for 10 minutes. I want a game which is portable. I want to just throw it in my backpack or in my pocket and just head out, right? That started defining what a party game was slowly, But the most important thing, in fact, that's what we call them. They call fillers or they call them gateway games, right? These are games where anybody who's like, oh, I don't know what these games are. Probably I should use my brains and all this. You're like, no, shut up, sit, play this. It's very easy. And they'll be hooked up. They'll probably, the person who would have said no would be the person who would have had a blast at the end of it, right? I think each one of you have started on, I think, different paths, but all of us are joining at the same point where we have realized that India needs good party games and good narratives, good stories around this, and transport them into this crazy world, having a blast. We, in fact, got so convinced after designing so many party games for Tinkle and all of that. We started our own called Uninvited Guests at a Wedding. So that's coming out next year where, us, friends, have gone to multiple weddings, eaten food, and, now they have photographs. So it's our job to remove them, evidence from the scene. At the same time, we turn out to be traitors and push others into the limelight and say, this guy, catch him, right? So, that's convincing us that...
Does the food get over at any point?
Food? I want food actually. The photographs, that illustrator has drawn biryani in every image. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
But I think there's a huge gap over here. Manufacturing is easy, cost is low, it's easy, affordable to grab these games. And I think there are infinite narratives and infinite things. What's new coming out of your stable?
We have a game that should be coming out in the next year. It's a very stupid game, and it hurts. My hand bled 2-3 times.
Okay.
We should
have Taco Cat coaches, but with bricks.
It's with dinos.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll play a game later, but so that one should come out next year. We're doing some play testing. I actually played a few tables here. People liked it. Let's see.
Very, very cool.
Dinos from Hell.
Sorry?
It's called Dinos from Hell.
Dinos from Hell?
Dinos from Hell.
Okay, Dinos from Hell. Oh, I've heard of this.
Really?
Yeah, that's by that publishing company, right? What's the name? Well, you're making your own. Sorry.
Wait, is there a same name game? We'll talk about it. I don't know. I haven't
Not
heard.
Dinos from Hell. I think. There's this thing crashing into.
Okay, but this isn't like that.
Yeah. No, there's actually a game called Chappal versus Cockroach.
That we made.
You made that as well. Oh my goodness. So you basically like games where people slap their hands.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Chappal versus Cockroach, I suck at these games, by the way. My hand-eye coordination is really bad. In fact, I keep telling my customers the best way to have fun is take this game, whether it's Taco Cat or any of the party games, put a camera rolling. It's hilarious. So, in fact, one time there is this Taco Cat back or something like that, right? Where you see the backs and you have to hit the back of the hand or something like that. Yeah. One of the customers thought you had to hit your back. And she's like, I'm finding it very difficult to play this game. I think you understood the rules. But so Chappal versus Cockroach is a hilarious game. She couldn't make it. It was a super hit in the first convention. It's a game where, it's inspired from the infinite number of chappals infinite number of cockroaches in her house. And she was telling me all these stories about coming out of the drain and the commode and all that. It's creepy as hell, right? And somebody made a narrative around that, when you play this game, think of it as your ex-boyfriend, your husband, and whack the shit out of that cockroach. So it's interesting. I think it's a great stress buster. So what is your favorite party game? Which is that one party game you always carry in your backpack?
Well, right now it's Exploding Kittens.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
No, but actually I always have a copy of the Exploding Kittens in my bag.
Not Taco Cat coaches.
Not anymore.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I remember this one reel that you guys had made where each one of them is ordering food. One guy's like, what do you have? He's like, I'll have tacos. And the other person is like, cat? Goat cheese and stuff. What's that one game in your backpack? Which you would love to carry
I wish
with
it
you?
was more portable, but sometimes we just take the cards out of the box and carry it with us, but it's a blank slate.
Oh,
Have you guys heard of this game, blank slate? It's so simple. All you do is you take out a card and it'll say, I don't know, light blank. And everyone basically writes down something to fill in the blank. And if no one matches you, you get no points. If more than 3 people match, you get no points. But only if 2 or 3 people match, you get a certain number of points.
Hilarious,
So it's like you want to be original, but not too original. So it's kind of gets everyone going.
yeah. It's
Good
like
ice
don't
cream.
think like the herd. Think a
Yes.
little out of the box, but
But
not too out of the box.
Yeah. So that's a fun
It's a lot like Just One as well. So.
Yeah.
Dixit
Yeah.
also, right? Dixit
Yeah.
also in
Dixit has that a little bit. Yeah.
Dixit has a very. I keep telling people that it's like if you play 5-10 times, it's very difficult to be creative after that, unless you add more new cards or new people.
So I meant
into
that
the-
mechanic of
deduction and stuff. Yep. What's that one game in your backpack or your pocket when you go meet friends on a Saturday night?
One game that I keep going back to, it's an oldie but a goldie, it's Codenames. It's, you just, like every time you play, it's different.
Codenames?
Yeah.
Which one?
I really like the picture version with the images. The images are so funny.
have you played the pictures and the words mixed?
Yes.
I haven't played that version.
I like the Harry Potter version.
Oh,
But it's limited. It makes it very limited.
But we change the rules. See, I'm a rules improviser. I put that sticker. Alright.
yeah, so Codenames, like, it depends on the people you play with. I keep going back to it.
Very cool. Codenames, do you know the story about Codenames? When, which is a company which publishes CG, right? So CG, it's actually designed by a heavy strategy game designer. Yeah, it's called Vlada Chautil or something, his name is. When he actually designed Codenames and said we are going to SN, he was sold out to such a level they had to give credit notes to people saying that okay, you paid, we will ship the game to you eventually. And it was sold out like 20,000 copies across the world at the same time. You should actually check out the documentary on this, it's mind-blowing.
Wow.
And the way you have to whip out the game is not easy. So, the combinations and think like the end user, it's not easy at all. Fantastic. How about you? What's that one game in your backpack?
Is it okay if I say a GOUDA game only? I mean, yeah.
Because, I know.
No, of course.
No,
like
you can
GOUDA
totally
game
say that. This is the platform.
Like, we have a Dare to Ding game, which is like the bestseller. It's my personal favorite for the party. And apart from GOUDA, do you guys
Did
know?
you design the game as well?
No, like I
Okay.
haven't.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like one of the best. And apart from GOUDA, there's this game called You've Got Crabs. If you guys know, it's like a hilarious party game,
Right.
and it's like really good to have like in your closet. Like it's a.
Goodness, you guys are like figuring out your competitors across the world. Okay, this is
But
great.
yeah,
This is
like
good for
You've
India.
Got Crabs is really good game.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the. I personally think it's really like one of the best party games you can have because you really don't need to even interact with people. It's just about sign language and all, and then you have to like just keep playing.
I like this game where you have to say dude. The game is called dude. You have to say dude in multiple ways, like dude. You only say dude the entire game. So it's super stupid, but you will be laughing your asses off.
Oh, nice,
So
nice.
amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. How about you?
Yes,
Favorite game?
my favorite.
In your backpack, party game, Saturday night, you take that with you.
It's okay. Now this might not be out yet, so it's something like I think it's a work in progress kind of game. But
Okay.
I'm super excited. I can't say much about it, but it's kind of
Next
like
Ttox.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, but it was kind of like this board game where you have all your friends over, but at this and you're kind of like bluffing, right? But it's not that you have a lot of things going on. It's just you're bluffing to each other and trying to figure out who is playing the truth, like who's telling the truth. And I think it's work in progress. So like not much. But I'm
There's
kind
a hilarious game, I don't know, it's in the library, it's called Fake Artist Goes to New York.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
I mean, honestly, when you look at the dabba, it's like a scam. There's nothing in it. It's just sheets and like written by.
Yeah.
But it's so funny.
Yeah, but I think that would be something that would be like really new and really engaging. Interactive, I would say, because like party games are supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But I think intuitive as well, so that I can know who is bluffing. I think like if that does the deed, like we're going
So
places.
bluffing and social deduction is, I think, the very common mechanic in a lot of party games, right?
Yeah.
And I think vocabulary ones. I think my favorite party game is Word on the Street. It gets loud. In fact, trophies as well. People lose their voices at the end of the game.
Yeah, we've had that.
And you get very interesting answers.
Yeah, also, like I had a point about party games. Sorry, are you finished? No, you finish then I do. Okay. Yeah, so like when in the process of doing our game, we realized that the stupidest shit will work. So don't think about the game too much. If you have a game idea and you feel like it will sell, just go for it. Make a game, because now we have a lot of publishers and designers here. We've been thinking of doing a game since 2 years now. We thought we'll get to it and we'll probably draw out all of the possibilities and all of that with different player counts. And then we just started playing the game and people were having so much fun. We said, why would we taking so much time to get to actually doing a prototype? It's so stupid, but it works. Why not? Just let's get it out.
Fantastic. Actually, one of the we got a very interesting request. Probably even you got it long back. There was a whiskey distillery or a brewery, a distillery, whiskey distillery. These guys reached out and said, "Hey, I want you to design a party game which goes inside the master carton of the bottle, where people just open it." I mean, at that point of time, I was thinking, who finishes an entire bottle? Where will you store it and all that? But now I know. The outer carton, once you open it up, it has to become a party game. And they were like, no dice, no pawns, no pens, nothing. Make a game. Like, how? Right? So we actually started using the bottle cap and bits of paper and stuff like that. And it was super fun. I don't know what happened to the company. We pitched around 2-3 games. I think they made it their own after listening to everybody's pitches.
That's why you shouldn't give them the whole pitch.
Yeah, I guess, but that's the thing, you just leave them hanging at one point.
Keyword introduction.
Fantastic, yep. Thank you so much. This was super fun talking to you. I think we're very excited to see party games coming out of Indian companies. I think these are very, very new, right? I mean, these guys were the veterans, but and DESI board games. And new games coming out of from your studios as well. Wish you best of luck. Super excited. Thanks for participating in this as exhibitors. It wouldn't happen if you didn't show up. So thank you for showing up. Let's get a picture quickly.
Yeah, sure.